Hi everybody, it's Lauren with Family Inc. I apologize for our attempt at a Facebook Live on Tuesday afternoon. It didn't quite go as we planned, but that's okay. We're going to record it for today, and if you have any questions or comments, please just put that down below and we will make sure to address that for you. But if you are familiar with Family Inc., every month we hold what we call our socialization groups, and in those groups we have a different topic every time. And the purpose behind this is to bring our parents together, our kiddos together, and give us an opportunity to connect as a community and make those connections that will make us successful in the future. Ideally, we love to have these in person, but right now we aren't able to do that. So we are going to try our hand at virtual methods and see what works to stay connected. But much like an in-group socialization, we're going to start by reading a story. So today we're going to read The Things I Love About Family by Trace Maroney. And this is a really great story to start that conversation with your children about their home is their safe base, their family is their safe base. Whatever anxieties or worries that they're having, you can come back to your parents, to your family, to your home, and feel safe and relaxed and get back to a regulated emotion. So this is a really great book for that. I will read this. The perfect part about this being recorded is you can read it right now with your kiddo, or you can bring them back later for a story time. So we will jump into it. I love my family, and these are the things I love most. My mother, my father, my sister, my brother, our dog Poppy, and our cat Oscar. We do lots of things together, and being with my family makes me feel safe and really, really loved. They take care of me, and they understand my feelings. Mom and Dad are good at helping me work out the right way to do things and how to make good choices. If I have a problem, I know they're always there to listen and help me. Mom and Dad are also good at telling me when I do something wrong or naughty. When I have been naughty, I know they still love me, but they just don't like my behavior or what I did. I have to say, sorry. Mom and Dad help everyone in my family feel loved, accepted, trusted, safe and secure, confident and special. We talk about what these words mean and the feelings, and different ways that we can show these feelings to each other. Some families are really big, some are middle-sized, and others are really small. My family is part of a much larger family. I have grandmothers and grandfathers, aunties and uncles, and lots of cousins. We often share special times together, like Christmas dinner, picnics in the park, and our famous family Easter egg hunt. I feel special being a part of my family. Mom and Dad always tell me how much they love me and that they're proud of me, and they give me lots of hugs. It makes me feel strong and more confident about being me. I love my family. In my family, we always love and support and care for each other, no matter what. This is what makes us a family. I love my family. The end. So again, really great story. It's called The Things I Love About Family by Trace Maroney, if you want to buy that and have that in your library. But that's a great segue into what we're going to cover next. I wanted to talk about tips on talking to young children about COVID-19 and kind of what's going on right now. There can be a lot of stress and anxiety even for children. So it's really important that we have open conversations with our kids. And sometimes it can be hard to know what that looks like. So these are tips that I pulled directly from the CDC website. If you need to go back and look at those, you can. So arguably, I think the most important tip would be to speak calmly, remain calm. Remember that when you're speaking with kids, they not only are picking up on the words you're saying, but how you're saying them. So things like your tone, your body language, if you're like me, your facial expressions can sometimes give you away. So just making sure that when you have these conversations, you yourself are in a calm mood and are able to demonstrate that for your child. Another thing to consider is if you want to have this conversation while you're cuddling or sitting close, that will kind of help them with that safe and secure feeling. The next tip is reassuring them that they're safe, and then letting your kids know that it's normal. It's okay to feel upset, to be anxious, maybe even be a little scared about COVID-19. And it's super important to show them how you yourself deal with stress. This is pulling into emotional regulation. So we know that we can do things such as deep belly breathing, where the child would breathe so deeply that their belly extends out. This helps us relax. Or you can do things like taking a walk, drawing art. You can ask your child to draw their emotion. Music is very helpful. You can sing, you can dance, you can play along to a beat, anything like that. Clap, march. These are all ways that we can help kids regulate their emotions and get those feelings out. Some ways that children experience anxiety and might show anxiety, there are many ways, much like adults, but some that are really common are complaining of a stomach ache, having trouble sleeping, having trouble eating. Perhaps they get a little more withdrawn and they're quiet, or could be on the other flip side, they're a little more clingy and need some reassurance. So if you notice any of those signs, it might be time to talk about emotional regulation and really get to see how they're feeling. The next tip is being available to listen and to talk with your ongoing conversations. It's not enough to just talk once about it and move on. Kids will oftentimes have additional questions. Maybe they need some follow-up clarity. So have those ongoing conversations and let your kids know that you're available for any questions that they might have. Next tip is avoiding language that might blame others. It gets to be kind of a large problem and isn't really helpful for kids when they can't deal with that on their own. So focusing on your immediate family and things that you can do within your own home to keep you guys safe is probably best practice when talking with kids. And then also we need to be paying attention to what our kiddos are hearing on TV, maybe on the radio or on online articles. It can be overwhelming and cause some anxiety, especially if it's not developmentally appropriate. If the words maybe are a little too large and it's a concept that they're not able to grasp yet, it will really just end up being anxiety. So consider reducing your screen time related to COVID-19 news. And then on the other side of that, we're making sure that we're providing truthful information from credible sources, really trying to stay with news sources that we can trust rather than random articles or perhaps things that aren't researched as well. And then reminding our kids of the everyday actions they can take to help keep themselves healthy and keep your home safe. So things like washing our hands often, trying to sing those songs so you get that 20-second recommended wash time. Songs like Row Your Boat, the Happy Birthday song, Twinkle Twinkle, all of those will get you to about 20 seconds. And then also things like coughing into our elbow or into a tissue, and then throwing those things away. And then staying away from people who are showing symptoms of being sick. So those are just some really quick tips on how to speak to your young child about COVID-19. Again, those are all from the CDC website if you want to go back and pull those. But I also wanted to touch a little bit on what Family Inc. is doing to keep everybody safe during this. Back in March, we moved to a virtual concept where we very quickly got ourselves together and moved to a virtual format of having home visits and providing services. And we are blessed to have a very strong team here. In just a matter of a few days, they really put everything together so that they could go from their homes and provide all of these individualized visits for families and kiddos. And we are, as an agency, absolutely blessed with our staff. And we also want to thank all of our parents for sticking with us. This has been a learning curve for everybody, and we are very, very grateful for all of our parents who have stuck through it with us and had these visits. We understand that it can be hard to have your 2-year-old sitting on your lap and looking at a laptop screen for an hour a week, but we really do appreciate everyone that's hung in there with us. Some of the things that we are working on is figuring out a date to return in home. As of right now, we do not have an established return to in-home service date. We are following the CDC guidelines very closely. We're following the state health department recommendations very closely. And then we're also taking into consideration the nature of our work and who we're working with. It can be hard working with 0 to 5, telling a 5-year-old, no, you can't hug your parent educator when they come in the door. No, we can't share toys. No, we can't sit next to each other. That can be difficult. And so we are really keeping an eye on the data and on the recommendations and trying to make the best decision for our agency. First and foremost, always our priority is the health of our team members and of our families. We do not want to put anybody at unnecessary risk. So for the time being, we're maintaining our virtual services that seem to be working pretty well for us. But when that time should come that we return to doing in-home services, we have been able to get our hands on some protective gear. So we have our disposable masks, we have gloves, we've stocked up on hand sanitizer and cleaning supplies. We have plastic tablecloths that we're going to lay on the floors so that we're not sitting on your carpet, and we're also not leaving anything off of our clothes or our bags. And then all of these things that we're going to dispose of at the end of the visits. Those are some of the things that we have prepared ourselves with. And then we've also put an emphasis on coming up with activities and visits that we can just leave at your home. So we're not kind of bringing things back and forth to the office and to individuals' homes. So we're really, really focusing on how we can cut down on any risks and keep our families and our team members safe. When we do return to in-home services, you can expect communication from your Family Inc. direct service provider. So whether you're in the home visitation program, perhaps the First 5, the Maternal Inc. program, any of those, you will be contacted by your Family Inc. team member at that time. And then at that time, you can decide on what you feel comfortable scheduling and how we're going to move forward with services. So that is a little bit about what Family Inc. is doing. Like I said, we're kind of just growing and making this plan as data and as knowledge is available to us. We will continue to stay alert on all of the new developments and try to make the best plan that fits for our team and for our families. So above all else, know that we have placed top priority on the health of our team members and of you, our families. So thank you for joining me. I do want to end this recording with just a really simple recipe for a DIY hand sanitizer. And for this, you really only need 3 ingredients. The first one is being rubbing alcohol. You'll need 3/4 cup rubbing alcohol. The higher percentage you can get, the better. I was only able to get my hand on 70, but if you can find 90 or 99, perfect, that'd be great. So again, 3/4 cup of that. Pour it into a bowl. Next, you get your aloe vera gel. You need 1/4 cup of this. Add that into your bowl. And then you mix. This portion is optional. If you want a scent for your hand sanitizer, you can add a couple drops of essential oil, such as lavender or peppermint, whatever you like. And then after you mix, you can put it into a small travel container like this, or if you have an empty soap container, you can put it into that, spray bottles, whatever you want to use. I think these are great for, diaper bags, purses, book bags, whatever you might have. And then you are set to go. It's a really easy and quick way to sanitize your hands and make sure that you are protected from germs. So again, thank you for joining me. I hope there was something helpful in this for you. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to Family Inc. We miss you. We are looking forward to getting to see everybody in person again. But until then, please stay safe and happy and healthy. And we will see you later.